Smurfs and the Magic Flute. Remember, this is my opinion, so don't get mad if this isn't your opinion, and if you have a different one, then that's great, but this is mine. So let's go on with the show. The story should be called Plot Holes the Movie, as none of what happens makes sense. For one, the story is about an evil man named McCreep who steals a magic flute from the Smurfs, and two characters, John and William, must get it back. One, the movie moves at a very slow pace and could easily have been less than an hour. I mean, the Smurfs only show up by the halfway mark. What's worse is the terrible music numbers thrown in for no reason, and they just drag the story along. The story itself has some problems with pacing, but it's just predictable from top to bottom. And remember what I said about plot holes? Well, this movie has a lot of them. I won't bore you with details, but one thing is how the Smurfs know John and William are coming, and how they know what is happening. Are they, psychic or something? Another is how the merchant stole the flute from the Smurfs, or got it. Another is the setting. It's medieval times, and magic is frowned upon, but then everyone is happy about going to see a magician to see the Smurfs. Is he, respected or something? That doesn't make sense. Then they seem to fall asleep to get to the village, but it isn't clear what is happening. But what's worse about a bad story? A confusing one. Animation. The animation at least isn't garbage. I mean, it's not great or good, but it's passable. The backgrounds look mediocre. Not great, but okay. But the character design looks atrocious, and it looks super fake and cheap. Speaking of cheap, the movement of everything looks unnatural, and it looks like they are puppets on a string. And I don't care what Papa Smurf sang about. The Smurfs were copy and pasted to save money, and that isn't right. I know they all look the same, but they have to look a little different. It basically makes the movie look two-dimensional. And the lip syncing looks so bad, too. And it looks like the 2-year-old did the editing. Some humor can save the blocky character movement, and to the movie's credit, it's used okay. But not enough to save the film. The characters. William is the worst. For one, he seems to be on drugs. That explains why the actors switch voices every other scene. Distracting? Yes. The villain, so McCreep, is just looking for money and doesn't do anything interesting. The Smurfs themselves are annoying because of their tiny little voices, which makes it even harder to tell them apart. I guess they are nice, but seriously? The only passable character is John, who travels with William. He is responsible, hardworking, and more grounded than William. But this doesn't save the film in the slightest. I wish this film would just end with these characters in it. Overall, Smurfs the Magic Flute is a terrible film, with a confusing story, terrible characters, and mediocre animation. I wouldn't recommend it to any person except a Smurfs fan. But even then, that's a little over their comfort zone. I really don't recommend this, and this definitely does not get a good score from me. This gets a 1, 5, and 3, with a score of overall a 3 out of 10. So this is my score. Sceptile 456 is here, signing